Saturday on Iron Chef.
Murasaki Uni.
Challenger Tateno is offering 7 dishes. First, consomme hors d'oeuvre. Second, sweet fish and sea urchin roe and tofu pizza. Sea urchin roe and avocado salad. Abalone and sea urchin roe gratin. Sixth, fried sea urchin roe and lobster. To wrap up, sea urchin roe rice soup. Iron Chef Chen counters with a set of 5. First, sea urchin roe marinated in Chinese rice wine. Second, steamed sea urchin roe and clams. Sea urchin roe fritter soup. Fourth, stir-fried sea urchin roe. Last is sea urchin roe salt crust grill, worthy of an Iron Chef, drawing out all the natural flavors of sea urchin.
Don't miss this Saturday at 8 p.m. only on Capital Television.
In Capital News tonight, President Dr. John Magufuli lays the foundation stone for construction of a Rufiji hydropower project. Dar es Salaam residents turn up in big numbers for free hepatitis B screening. And in sports, Vice President Samir Suluhu Hassan urges public institutions to send teams to Shimuta championships. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. President Dr. John Magufuli has laid the foundation stone for the construction of the Rufiji hydropower project and directed that measures be taken to control tourism activities in Silu Game Park in order to conserve the environment. He also directed for the game park to be upgraded to a national park, which will be called J.K. Nyerere National Park. Speaking at the foundation laying ceremony, President Magufuli also directed contractors of the power project, JV Arab Contractors and El Swedi Electric from Egypt, to complete the project as scheduled, while the Minister of Energy from Egypt, Mohammed Shaka, assured construction of the project will adhere to high standards.
Minister, this is today's message, that you should sit at the ministry and distribute the 50,000. And the law stipulates that you are not allowed to kill any animal within 500 meters near the water. You must observe this, divide the land so as a large proportion becomes national park.
Akiwa mita 500 karibu na maji, mkazingatie hayo, ikiwezekana mkaongeza na mita nyingine zaidi.
Your Excellency, Mr. President.
Honorable President, this project will enable this country to generate enough electricity that will be used to achieve progressive development of the United Nations.
Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court has failed to view a video on a demonstration by opposition Chadema party being used as evidence in a case facing the party's leaders. This comes after lawyers representing the defendants filed an injunction at the court opposing the use of the video, as the court had already agreed not to use the camera alleged to have been used to make the video as evidence, and the court was not responsible for making a conducive environment for viewing of the video. The case has been adjourned until the 5th of August, when the court will give its decision on the injunction. And many residents in Dar es Salaam turned up at the free hepatitis B screening held at Muhimbili National Hospital. The screening is being held in order to educate the public on the disease, which has now become a threat in the country.
I'm very happy. I saw an advert on ITV. I'm glad that sensitization is being carried out. I urge others to come forward and get tested. It would be great if this service could be extended to rural areas, as there could be some people infected who haven't had a chance to be tested. We cannot tell at the moment how many people have tested positive, but previous research shows that 4.9% of Tanzanians were infected with hepatitis B virus. So we estimate in every 100 tested, 4 to 5 people will test positive, who will be treated, and the remaining will be vaccinated.
Chanjo na wale ambao wameambukizwa wataingia katika mfumo wetu wa matibabu hapa katika kliniki yetu ya magonjwa ya ini.
And the Anti-Narcotics Agency has seized 300 kilograms of cat, which was imported into the country via Tanzania Post Corporation. The Commissioner of Intelligence of the Narcotics Agency, Frederick Kibuta, said that the drugs were being transported to Europe as parcels containing moringa leaves. It has been proven that the leaves contain cathinone. Previous report from inside and outside the country has shown a big export of cat from Tanzania to Europe through the postal office.
Huku zikiwa zimepewa majina hayo ya bandia.
Pupils with special needs at Pongwe Primary School in Tanga region are forced to learn in a classroom with more than 120 pupils, a situation that has become a health hazard to the children. This was said by the assistant head teacher of the school, Waziri Kamba, when receiving 50 desks, chairs and 3 tables worth 5 million shillings from Tanzania Postal Bank. There are only 14 classrooms available, when the actual demand is for 25 classrooms, out of which 8 are in need of repair. A group of very educated women built us these nice classrooms. I will speak about the needs right here on these grounds. 50 desks and teachers' office furniture worth 5 million have been donated by TPB. This school has been open for 75 years and our bank has been open for 94 years, which is a very long time, with an objective to bring banking services to the people. The police force says it is prepared to receive visitors attending the 39th Southern Africa Development Community Summit, expected to take place in Dar es Salaam between the 17th and 18th of August this year. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the spokesperson of the police force, David Misime, said they will ensure that the summit is held in a peaceful environment. The police, in carrying out our responsibilities, which includes taking care of the people and their property as well as to protect visitors who will be arriving in Tanzania for the meeting. The police force is well prepared to ensure that peace and security is strengthened, from when visitors will be arriving during their stay and when they leave. 1 out of 3 employees of Azam Media Limited who were injured in a road accident that occurred in Shelui area in Singida region admitted at Muhimbili National Hospital and Muhimbili Orthopedic Institute, Artis Masawe, has been discharged after making good recovery progress. Another casualty, Mohammed Mainze, who has had a leg amputated, is still recovering at Moi, while the third victim of the accident, which led to the death of 5 Azam Media employees, Mohammed Winshehe, is still under close observation at Muhimbili.
kwenye ajali ile.
I was one of the passengers who were badly hurt. I later found out how badly my leg was damaged. According to the doctors, my arm broke into places. I'm grateful after this operation I'm getting stronger. I'm better since I came from Tabora. The treatment is going on well. I get attended to when I feel bad. I thank the media and as a media management for taking care of my health so I could be better.
Vyombo vya habari, uongozi wangu mzima wa Azam Media.
Soldiers from Tanzania People's Defense Forces TPDF have been called on to use education, skills and technology to enable the government to achieve its goal of making Tanzania an industrial economy. The call was made by the head of human resources of TPDF, Major General Bratis Masanja, when addressing new recruits who have completed a military training at Kihangaiko Recruits Training School in Bagamoyo Coast Region.
The official information that we have now is that we're in the process of improving and developing industries. I would like to say that the training which you have received will be of great benefit to the Army. This is because you will help the Army to realize the government's goal of developing industries. I would like to say that my last point there is very important, especially when you consider that most industrialized nations all started on their journey, especially from technologies used by the Army. I would like to remind you that starting from today, your lives no longer belong to you. You may potentially die by protecting your parents, family members, relatives, and friends. I would like to commend you all for graduating, and I am now calling upon you to do your best in all the areas which you were trained for. In addition, you are now allowed to feel comfortable that you have passed a very tough test, and you can even register others to begin their own training.
Senior journalist Agnes Kabigi has died suddenly while on official duty in Kahama District, Shinyanga region. Prior to her death, she was employed as a communications manager at an organization known as Agape, which deals with children and families living with HIV/AIDS. May God rest her soul in peace. Amen. And that is where we leave off with national news. International news is next. And in international news, the Revolutionary Parliament under veteran opposition leader Dr. Kizza Besigye has started holding meetings at Kasangati in Kampala, Uganda. The meetings are taking place a day after another MP and musician, popularly known as Bobby Wine, launched a 63-person campaign committee tasked to accomplish his aim of winning the 2021 general election.
The idea is that power must go back to the people. Once that happens, then people will decide how to use it to get leaders. So we should not arrogate ourselves the task of determining how people will be led. Once they have power, they will determine how they will be led.
The realization must be theirs. It's not ours. For us, our duty is to push on. But if they realize that the end may be very bad, they can whisper and say, by the way, can we talk about how this transition happens?
And journalists in Beni, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, have urged the World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health to speed up efforts to fight Ebola in the town, also affected by attacks being carried out by ADF rebels.
Alafu tumeona kwa sasa idadi ya watu kufariki inaendelea kuongezeka.
Kibra MP in Kenya, Ken Okoth, who described himself as an educator, humanist and cancer warrior, has succumbed to colorectal cancer hours after being admitted to an intensive care unit at Nairobi Hospital. His cancer had advanced to stage 4, where he recently returned to the country after being hospitalized in France for 5 months.
Yesterday morning, his health deteriorated and was taken to the ICU. My brothers and the wife was there.
That's all for international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The government, in collaboration with business registrations and licensing agency BRELA, has called on entrepreneurs and investors to use the Farmers' Day Fair, also known as Nane Nane in Simiyu region, to sell and look for business partnerships which will help to grow their businesses as well as the country's economy.
We expect the exhibitions this year to bring in more than 50,000 people from Simiyu and the neighboring regions of Mara and Shinyanga. There will be more than 300 exhibitions showcasing their products. During this period, our major emphasis will be on ensuring that we motivate the public to formalize their agricultural and fisheries activities from being for personal use and to turn them into being for commercial use.
And the government has been urged to empower agricultural officers so that they can revive demonstration farms on horticulture farming in rural areas.
It is true that only a few do this, but we are trying the best we can to catch up. But we are hindered by lack of inputs and sponsors. The government should see the importance of increasing the agricultural budget to help in this. In the past, I did not have the understanding, but today I do understand this form of farming. We went from not having education in the village, and now there are extension officers there, but we are still not utilizing them effectively enough.
Innovators and producers have been advised to use technology and to invest in sectors which play a key role in achieving the government's objective of becoming an industrial economy.
to answer three types of challenges encountered by business creatives, one being the lack of knowledge and experience on how to run businesses in a modern way so that they can grow quickly and make a profit. Small-scale entrepreneurs as well as farmers in the village can buy a machine and put it on a motorbike and then move them around from place to place with it so as to increase their income. Yesterday, women like myself were involved in helping with the development of other women from farmers' levels where we take our goods, and we are all helping each other.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
And on to sports news. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has urged public institutions to send their teams to the Shimuta Championships, which this year will take place in November in Mwanza.
Kila wakati wafanyakazi wetu wanatakiwa kuwa na afya njema.
Our workers should be healthy all the time. If you don't work out, you don't stretch in the morning, then you go to work very tired and the mind don't function. But if you wake up and stretch a little bit with a few kicks and then get a hot shower or cold shower, you enter the office smart. You will perform your duties well and the mind will be functioning well.
Tena after a cup of coffee or tea. Sawa?
And the Deputy Minister for Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Juliana Shonza, has urged management of soccer clubs to oversee the sport effectively within the country.
It is a must for the leaders of soccer to change in the country. You cannot be a person who doesn't want to accept ideas and advice. You must accept advice. You must agree to be criticized for your soccer to improve. So I would like to call on all leaders who are coordinating soccer from the national to district level to stop putting their personal interests first and instead be patriotic while putting the interest of soccer first.
Arsenal have confirmed the arrival of Real Madrid midfielder Dani Ceballos on a season-long loan and bought William Saliba from Saint Etienne in Ligue 1 for a fee rising to €30 million before loaning him back to the French club. Here are more details.
Became the club's second and third summer signings. After the 18-year-old striker Gabriel Martinelli, although Saliba, another 18-year-old, will not join the squad for a year. Ceballos captained Spain under 21s to European Championship glory in June and was named player of the tournament 2 years ago. We're excited to see Dani join us, the Arsenal manager Unai Emery said. The player has been given the number 8 shirt by Arsenal, who hope he can fill the void left by Aaron Ramsey's move to Juventus on a free transfer.
Boca Juniors have confirmed the signing of Italian midfielder Daniel De Rossi, who has left Roma after 18 years at the club and joins the Argentinian side on a free transfer.
received in the early morning at Buenos Aires Ezeiza Airport and transported to have his medical done immediately. He's expected to join the squad for the first practice on Friday morning and officially represented on Monday. At 36, many suspected the midfielder would retire as a one-club man when Roma did not renew his contract this summer. But rumors began to fly in May when at a press conference he said, "I still want to play football. It will be unjust for me if I decide to stop now."
Arsenal will offer Mesut Ozil and Shod Kolasinac psychological support if required after the pair were attacked by two men wielding knives near the fullback's home in London's Childs Hill.
Both players are due to train as normal with the first team squad on Friday, having apparently shown no ill effects from the incident which occurred 24 hours earlier. The footage of the attack showed Kolasinac jumping out of Ozil's 4x4 Mercedes G-Class to fight off the two men standing his ground despite being threatened with a knife. The players are understood to have then been pursued by the attackers who were riding mopeds apparently without registration plates and whose faces were hidden by helmets, as they drove on to a Turkish restaurant nearby Golders Green where staff came to their assistance.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night and good weekend. Karen, tell us, how has it been going at this year's festival?
Well, the turnout, Vanessa, is amazing as it is.
Thomas, hello.
Nice to be there with you.
What is the purpose of this meeting and who will be in attendance?
Talking about how African countries can stop relying to a large extent on...
We are definitely seeing a lot of deeply political films, either directly treating a political issue or with a political subtext.
Don't miss the live special report between Capital Television and Dashwell Television at 9:30 p.m.
Habari za wakati huu mtazamaji wa ITV, msikilizaji wa Radio 1 na msikilizaji wa Capital Radio pamoja na wale ambao wanatutazama moja kwa moja kupitia mitandao yetu ya kijamii. Nazungumzia YouTube ITV Tanzania pamoja na Facebook ITV Tanzania.